I finally got enough of this prestige or renounce or something. I don't know when it happened, but I got the silver ranking of it, which therefore unlocked the next tier of hierarchy stuff. And maybe... no, these are still locked. So we're on tier 2, so I've assigned a head of management and a head of administration, so I can do a trade docking fee and unlocking guards. I'm not sure how to set up the trade docking fee. Not sure yet. Maybe there's some menu or something somewhere. And then I've got Leva here for the head of management, so I can do scientists when I get enough people for it. I'm currently sort of saving up to get said meeple. Otherwise, we've gotten a couple more meeple and I've renamed a few. We got Yoker, Deddy Loader, Buddy, Bullet. Well, I suppose, you know, if you're curious on who you are, feel free to pause and look it over. Yoker, Deddy Loader, Buddy, Molotov, Haze, Twilight Duck, and Leva, who's not having a good time. Bickering and disagreeing with people. They're pretentious, but a virtuoso. That's a bit of a problem. Them being antisocial. I might have to take you off of the lead and put you onto something else. Or just dismiss you. I found you can just straight up dismiss people and end up getting a new one eventually. But working on making the laboratory so I can actually get going on research. But I need 10 Cosolite and Durathite and Crowlite and Lazarite, which is stuff that I can't mine. These are alloys. So I'm having to go through and look, you know, like 10 Cosolite. Okay, I could just buy it, but it's fairly expensive because it's an alloy. So we go refine. And to make the Cosolite stuff requires one of the Brothite, which I could just straight up refine, and one Moralite, so I need 10 of that also, which I had just bought because I can't really, or was it? No, I wasn't able to refine this at all. I have some of it from, I think, just deconstructing like solar panels or something. So we have to make the Brothium and then queue up the next alloy. And then Durathite, we need 20 dilithium and 10 titanite. Titanite we get from steelite and steelium. We just make it better. So let's queue up 10 of that. And I found you can't queue stuff unless you have already enough of it on hand. It'd be nice to go ahead and queue it up anyway. Same deal with buildings and structures and stuff, but then that gets into a thing with, you know, how do they decide what to build and what not to build? Because if they spend all their steelium on the walls and stuff, then they won't have any for the beds, and it gets to be a bit confusing then, I suppose. But it would be nice to still be able to queue it, and then furthermore be able to tell them to maintain a certain amount, standard work priority things. But that's the titanium, which we needed for the Durathite, right? Just 10 of it? Yo. So I need 20 dilithium. 20 dilithium, that is a raw resource. I won't be able to make that. And I know it's a raw resource because it doesn't end with ite. So 20 dilithium, I'm gonna just have to bite the bullet and pick up. But thankfully, that's not that expensive. So there we go. That's that. Next up is Crowlite. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass doing this. Crowlite, which I bought 6 and I can queue up 4 because I happen to have the materials on hand a bit. Again, from perhaps deconstructing some things, I'm not entirely sure. And then the Lazarite, I need 10 of that. Which is Durathite and Crowlite. So I need 10 more Crowlite. The Durathite, though, is that dilithium thing again. Oh boy, okay. Oh boy, headache. Okay. It's a lot of, I just want to queue it and they figure it out, you know? It'd save a lot of hassle if I could just say, just make this, and they automatically make what they need to do that. Okay, so 10 Durathite. I need 20 more dilithium. There. That's a 20 more dilithium. And then I need 10 more titanite. Which I need more of the stellium for, which I'll just buy because I'm lazy. Okay. So that's enough for another group of 10 Durithite. And then I need 10 more Crowolite, which requires 10 more Titanite. Which now I need more of the Steelite. So let's queue up some Steelite. 10 of it? Well, like 7 of it really, but Oh boy. For now, because I'm sort of losing track of where I am and what I've got, let's just leave it on that. Do I still have somebody doing? No, I don't. Okay. So, Leva, I'm gonna take you off. You can be you're antisocial. Why would you need a good social for a refiner? You're locked away in the workroom all day. I'm not sure. I'm doing it. See what happens. I made another little dining room here that's connected to the main dining room via ladder. They were complaining about the seating and all that still, so I figured, I'll just build down a bit. And I have it offset so I can just kind of at a glance see from this view who all's down there. Just, I don't know. Bedroom stays, I expanded it a little bit so I can add another bed, and then if we go up another floor, I'm building private quarters with dressing, blah, and a plant. This one's a bit lame still, but I got distracted. And I'll need to, at some point, expand out and make a laboratory. Okay, it seems we've refined everything already. So let's see where we're at. The 10 Cosalite. Let's close those. The 10 Cosalite. Bang. Need 10 of it. The Durithite. Bang. 10 of it. The Crowolite I've already got, and the Lazarite we need more Crowolite for, and also more Durithite for. So add another 10, and I can't add. I can only add 3. Okay, what did you need? Titanite and Morolite. I need more Titanite. Okay, so queue up as much as we can. There we go. Thankfully, refining goes really quickly. It's the type of thing where you could assign somebody out of refining only temporarily, unless you have it set to just infinite, which you probably shouldn't do. At the start, sure, while you're expanding out, but after a little bit of time, I don't want to refine all of this into brothite, because I use this as it is raw, I believe, for some of the alloys, right? Or does it just use dilithium? Yes, stellium. Yeah, beryllium. It's some of the really fancy alloys. Like globamite is, I don't know how expensive. They just left. Yeah, beryllium, moryllium, and if you refine it, you can't unrefine it, you know? So you sort of run into a bit of a dead end with that. I needed more Durithite. Yep, waiting on that. It goes quick. What is the fanciest material they've got? And it looks like the feed just automatically happens. I can't seem to set it, though. But I set a little money icon show up. 80, 80, 120, 120, 60. Okay, so plurithite is... And also viscerite are like the most expensive ones. What do those take out of curiosity? Dilithia, which requires just raws. Dilithium, which is a raw. Titanite, which that's fair enough. That ain't too bad to do. If you got the resources, you can probably just make a bunch of that and sell it. Make a huge profit. And okay. Can we do 10? We can! I did it right! Yes! Satisfying when it's done, but man, that really is annoying. It would be nice if you could just say, make this alloy, and they automatically make what they need to make that. If you've got conflicting tickets going on and they never end up getting the materials needed for the alloy because they're already melting that down into something else, like if you need stellium and you have an order for steel light and you need stellium already for the alloy, then, well, fair enough, that's on you. You need to do your priorities better. So I don't think it'd be too much of a hassle doing it that way. But that's just me. Alright, Crowlight now. Fuck. Because I used the Crowlight. Balls! There. And I wouldn't want it to be like, oh, this laboratory needs these materials. Oh, well, let's just queue it up and have them automatically make the materials for that. Because then you run into what King Under the Mountain does, and I think, did Nomeria do that also? It's too much automation already. Just putting down furniture and all that. It's nice to have the work orders set and queuing it up. It's just the alloys are a little too much for me, personally. Best of both worlds, how about an option? An in-game option. Auto-create alloys or something, or auto-smelt for alloys. That'd be a nice one. So if you want to go through the process, then fine, do it. But if you don't want to, well, then don't. Something else I noticed, just in case the developer's watching, simply hovering over somebody to auto-select them is actually a bit of a problem in this menu, because if I want to, like, follow Leva, instinctually I'm going to want to move my mouse up to follow, but now it's automatically selecting Yoker, who I didn't really want to follow. And same deal goes for the name change, which would be nice if I could click that and it automatically focuses so I can start typing. Oh, I can. Oh, okay. For some reason before I wasn't doing that. And then just hitting enter. Who is this, Leva? Yeah, but enter doesn't automatically save the name. No, yeah, now I can't automatically type. I'm not sure. Just little things in case the developer's watching. And also, hi. Power-wise, I'm not sure how this is gonna work because traditionally you'd have to use cables to connect things, but I notice you can sometimes run into the problem of somebody tripping over a cable, thus breaking it and you have to rebuild it. But I think it refunds the materials so you can easily do that, you just have to queue it up. So I'm assuming the lab needs power. Well, that's a quick build. No, it doesn't need power. Okay, cool. Job's done. Scientists can get to work finally. Buddy, the genius. And our research is first set up on advanced circuitry because that's required for pretty much everything. It seems, following the forks, it leads to all branches. It says it's used in most advanced technologies. It also brings me straight to shield generators and body armor, which I'm interested in both of. Oh yeah, the head of management's gone, yet I still have a scientist because I queued up a scientist. Oh, that's a bit awkward. Oh well. I don't know if that's okay or not. Oh, research is done. Okay, so we can make advanced circuits, which for now let's go on to increase health and resistance for all of your meeple. Everybody, not just the soldier ones, which I still need to recruit. I don't have anybody for that. I'm making more bedrooms so I can get more meeple for that. So let's go for that first. Nice. And trade. Just buying a bunch of stuff because I have that much money. I generate money basically out of nothing because I've got the docking fee. It's really solid. I kind of want to see about making a station that's just, you've got like an entry, I don't know, vertical entry elevator type tube thing, and then every third floor you'd have a way out for trade. Hiya! Timid, fragile, clumsy, insomniac. Alright. Timid and fragile. I don't know about that. I might get rid of you. Get out of here. You can go home. Bye. But just every third having a way out and marking it for trade, so I just have a nice, you know, column of trade ships coming by. And then off this is the way into the colony proper. Off, like, the bottom floor. Just something like that. So it's this massive trading arm, effectively. You could decorate the little shaft here with the crates and boxes and stuff, too. And just amass ridiculous amounts of money for the trade ships coming in. Sounds like a plan. Nothing I'll do this time, though. And that bed I can't see, but there's a bed there. And the rooms are poor because they need the plant. Ugh. The advanced circuitry, by the way, I don't think I showed. The large cables I can do. I assume they just move more power and are perhaps more protected than the standard cables. And I can do a transformer and an advanced power cell. Which this, I'd assume, holds more power? Not sure. Transformer. I'm not really sure. To convert power from this to something you can actually use, because this is like way too much or something? The processor, fuel tank, the engine core, yeah. Somebody was asking about how you move, and you have to have like the injector, igniter, the engine core, and all that kind of stuff, and fuel pipes and all that to actually transfer fuel between all of them, and then you can head to the map. And you can move around just by simply just right-clicking and going, I assume, but I don't have fuel or power for this, so can't really do that. But you can move around, and that's how you would get from A to B and get to different things and stuff and such. But it takes a bit of work to get up to the engine core. I think I might also need a... These I'll just make it better. I thought I'd need like somebody for piloting or so. So just the research then, I guess. Okay, so advanced refining into fuel processors into quantum engines. Consumes dilithium fuel to produce massive amounts of energy, still under development. Okay. Almost got the body armor though. Yay, a new Meeple finally. Whoa, that took a while. And the research is also just finished. You are cautious, fit, diligent, sociable, but a bit pretentious. Well, you can be a guard and you automatically get a weapon and stuff. Okay. Your name? It's KPO 0. Welcome aboard. Alright, and the research. Body armor. We can now do the clearance levels, which is interesting. Leads to anti-ship turrets. Construction of anti-ship turrets used to fight off enemy bombers and other large hostile threats. Oh my god. Yeah, maybe? Let's go with the advanced refining, because that's a really quick one to do. And if I get more Meeple, I can work on the botany thing and check that out and get better food. Or at least different food, because we're still eating fish. Which one fish tank can support an awful lot of people. I don't know how many exactly. I'd reckon upwards of... Takes 5 food per person, so... Judging from how often we eat, I'd say you'd be comfortable with one fish tank for 15 to 17 people or so. 20, I think it'd be pushing it maybe. I don't think this would fully restock by the time you're hungry again. Advanced refining zone upgrades a refiner to be able to refine advanced materials, and I guess that was just automatically done. Nothing news here though. At least not that I know of. Maybe some of this fancier stuff I would try to add in, it's like, no, you need a fancy bench for. I'm not sure. But it's done, so we can do that, maybe. Still working on just making a bunch of basic stuff. Not sure my refiner's actually doing anything, and I don't really know why. We've got the materials. Just spend all your time in your room. At some point you did some work. I don't know when that would have been. New person arrived. That's nice, but wrong person. No? Leva. Not Daddy Loader. What the? Now it's off center because of the new person. Close it and reopen it. There we go. You don't do a whole lot of work now all of a sudden. I'm not too sure why that is. Maybe I have to remake the tickets or something because it's a new bench. Then that. Yeah, okay. And resources lost storage full. I don't think so, but I'll make a new crate, sure. I've got tons of room for it. And they're so cheap to do, it's only 10 steelite. Really easy. And then we can get rid of the small one and turn that into a big one also. So yeah, when you research how to do the fancier workbench, you need to reassign the tickets. Bit annoying. I was wondering, like, this stuff should be done by now, because it goes surprisingly quickly, really. Alright, and the new person, who do we got here? Quitsopla? Forgetful, flimsy, dominant, diligent, forthcoming. Maybe you can be a botanist when I research that. Oh, it's already done. Oh, nice. Regular social? Sure. Low stature? Easy. You're not anorexic or gluttonous, just a bit forgetful. But that's okay. Welcome. Travis Plow is your name. And for you... we'll see how this works. Let's go shield generators. Resume time a little bit. And there's an office desk, but I think that's just for furniture. Like, just for looking at. Not a module. A planting bay and a food dispenser. Alright. Okay, sure. So I need a lot of moralite, which I couldn't refine. I can refine, because I do have a bit, but not a whole lot. So it's 2 for the moralium. Or I guess buy moralite for 5. Save myself the trouble. How lazy am I? I'm pretty lazy right now. I'll buy some more steelite too, because I'm going to be building a whole wing for this. Let's go down another floor, perhaps. It'll be like downstairs in like the lower dining room. And expand outward a bunch. So I assume I can just build just along the side? Any more brothite, but I think we're working on that. I set this for priority so it would be done faster. So that's doing its thing. And then the food dispenser, does it have to be near these? I don't know. Can it be elsewhere? Put it there, I guess. See if it complains. Okay, here we haul up to it, and it holds 500 food, so this fucking thing we can probably get rid of. Unless there's some event that can happen that fucks up our plans. I don't know. But that is a really quick and fast way of getting a bunch of food. So that's sorted. Enjoyed a good meal. Ate some grains. Everybody's happy. People are loving it here so far. Currently not too difficult to keep people happy. Sometimes they want their privacy. Just make little individual bedrooms like this. Or just generally more rooms. I think just being away from people fixes the privacy issue. So let's try. Salvage up the fish tank. That did the whole thing, cool. Salvage up the table and chair. We'll get another table with 2 chairs. And we'll see if we can get by with just about anything. It's a little strange not having the food on the top floor with more sitting down below. You have to come in and go down and potentially go back up to eat. I don't know. So far, nobody's having a hard time with it, so should be fine. Let's sell like a bunch of that. They're out of money. There's so much of that to mine. That's all that's left to mine here. It's just that stuff. So much of it was here. And the whole station, by the way. If you're curious how the whole thing looks. Can roof it like that. Looks a little strange. Looks a little strange. Seems like the botanist can really only manage 4 at once. I've not seen all 6 full at the same time. Like, by the time they get a 5th one done finally, it doesn't help this guy's a little bit forgetful, so maybe 5's a good amount. Because he keeps sort of just stopping and be like, oh, what's it doing? Or like, as soon as he gets a 5th one up, there tends to be one that's pretty much ready to be picked right away again. So I think 4 is a pretty happy amount. 6 is definitely too many for this guy. I've not seen all 6 full at once. But if we get a second botanist, then this guy can actually like eat and take naps and stuff. And then we'd be okay. And food-wise, it's still climbing. Yeah, I think 1 botanist, 4 plants, and then 1 container is a good amount. Forthcoming, diligent, confident, but also weak, pretentious, and astrophobic. Hey you. Zabliablioi, or something. You're also a botanist. Ahri Bot. Welcome. And 10 meeple. 160 renown. If I trade, do I get more renown? Just sell like... Oh, whoops. That's me buying. I don't want to buy. Will I get more renown doing that? Probably not. 160. And it's just like, I'll buy some. Doesn't seem to do anything. Okay. So just them visiting is enough. Curious when the next threshold is. I imagine about 200. Yeah, 2 botanists, we got this. Definitely.